I'm just out here, just recorded a video for Growing Together, hop on to edit it, get on Twitter to see what I've missed, and bam! The Sims team, whilst my phone is in bloody do not disturb mode, have only bloody gone and given us a quarterly teaser for the months April to June. Don't get too excited though. I feel like some of you might be disappointed. Reclaim your space and surround yourself with things that feel like home this season with The Sims. And they use a green heart, which obviously is like kind of Simsy anyway. I feel like they use that an awful lot. But then they also have a house with a little tree. Feels very summer-esque, feels very spring-esque, especially with this wallpaper that we're seeing, which by the way, I'm hoping that we get one without like the siding. I hope we get like a full one of these. Also, that goes on the other foot as well, where I would love a full wallpaper of just like this siding. So I kind of hope they give us like a mix and match. This covers April to June when it comes to releases, and unfortunately, we're only getting 4 new and unique kits, which, I mean, to be fair, we've just had an expansion pack, and I do still feel as if Growing Together is one of those expansion packs that you get enjoyment out of in the long term, especially for me personally. If you don't agree with that, you don't agree with that. That is also fine. You're allowed to have your own opinions. And a hot update. I actually have a closer look at all of these things. So you've got these boxes, like, spawning in. You got some books, like a little plant over here. We'll go through it all together, and it just says, take me home. Country roads to the place I belong. Whoo, it takes me back to being on my university football team. Straight off the bat, I tweeted, so I'm assuming we're likely going back to an older release schedule of an EP early in the year, although it is usually summer, like classically when they've done this release schedule, and winter, so like October, November time, because they already confirmed that we were getting 2 brand new expansion packs in this year, and I do feel like the rest of the year is just going to be made up of kits. I think if we were getting a game pack, they probably would have told us in that live stream. I don't think we're ever going to see the return of stuff packs, which honestly, as a simmer, makes me so sad to say. I also don't think we'll see the return of like a gameplay kit, but I kind of hope we do, because I have some theories behind this video, and one of them I would personally really like to see as a gameplay kit. I honestly, at this point, just want the team to come out and clarify and give us some transparency on whether or not we'll ever get a stuff pack again. Kits have sort of replaced stuff packs, which I don't think is a fair substitution at all. You lot know how I feel about the pricing of kits, their value when it comes to like terms of assets, especially when it comes to the cluttery type kits, which leads me on to kind of talking about these future ones. Shrek, get out of here. So we have these little like symbols up here. They just look like stickers kind of spelling out what each of these boxes are. I don't know if we're able to read these. Obviously we got some like Simlish like icons when it came to Strangerville, and I feel like they've teased a lot of things with like Simlish letters. So I don't know if someone like smarter than me can figure this out. Straight off the bat, I'm personally getting like attic vibes. I do think the wallpaper is very cute. It's very vintage. It looks like it's kind of peeling, or maybe it's sort of elder clutter. We sort of got heirlooms in Get Together. We got the box that only elders can actually make use of. They can change family dynamics with it, and they can also put stuff in it to then pass down from generation to generation. Personally, not really how I wanted like inheritance and family heirlooms to work. I kind of just wish that you could tag something as a family heirloom, and then the game sort of knew that it was gonna go to this person, and then they could like choose to sell it for their own gain, and maybe if they have siblings, they could get into fights over like who inherits what. Like I would still love to see a game pack or an expansion pack based on elders and like actually giving them more freedom within the game, although I really don't want this to be like an attic clutter kit. I'm really not a fan of the clutter vibe that we've been going around. To go back to the tweet as well really quickly here, whilst I'm talking about like sort of vintage theming, I feel like reclaim your space is very like indicative of people going out like vintage shopping, especially for like furniture and clothing. Maybe it is just going to be like generally vintage, at least 1 or 2, maybe a create a sim kit, maybe a build and buy mode kit. This actually might might be a suitcase, but I think it's a clipboard. So you can kind of see it up here. Like it has like the peg on it, and then it looks like it has a pen, which could mean something to do with maybe business. I'm thinking perhaps maybe we're getting like a smart business create a sim kit, because they haven't told us whether these are going to be build kits or create a sim kits. Usually there's a mix. I will say they've been leaning towards build kits a little bit more frequently. I'm just trying to think what else a clipboard could really represent other than like signing up to things. I mean, all of these are just boxes, so they could just have like some like businessy clutter in them. Again, that doesn't really excite me. We have this one, which looks like it could be a mirror with like a crack in it. So I'm thinking maybe fragile. Again, maybe this is something that's been like passed through generation to generation and has like broken. So maybe like antiques. This personally to me looks like a fridge. I don't know why. I was like kitchen clutter could also be a thing. Feel like that's not really a theme that they've gone along. I'm heavily leaning into clutter because they've done it so much recently, and I really wouldn't be shocked if like at least 2 of these were also clutter kits. Not that that's what I want to see personally. I really don't like that theme. I will reiterate. The hot update is personally what I'm interested in. Like, yeah, we're getting kits. Okay. I don't know how you can make them unique because they're kits. I've seen a couple of people speculate that it could be like summery, outdoorsy. Maybe, imagine if they just give us a new hot tub. Imagine if the hot literally just means you're getting a new hot tub. That would be such a troll. I wouldn't even be mad if that was the case. I don't really know what this could include. Maybe some like new free outfits, maybe some like updated swimwear, which I for one am not against having more swimwear in the game. I definitely feel like it only comes in specific packs that sort of have like a weather or are based in a hot world. It could just mean like outdoors in general, which personally I would love to be able to see like kids playing TIG or tag or whatever you want to call it. Kids just being kids, really, like a little football net, maybe more outdoor activities for the families, although I don't really see that coming in a base game update. Those really seem to be like expansion pack based things. Or you could look at it on the other side and be like, the Caliente refresh that we've been promised for like well over probably like 2 years now. Maybe. Because we're all intellectuals here, right? Caliente, plural calientes, hot, warm, emitting heat or warmth. Nina and Dina absolutely do that. And I think that their refreshers hopefully are even hotter and warmer, which honestly, I just kind of wish all townies got this. I don't know if that's the plan. I initially thought that was the plan, but with seeing how long it took them to do the gots and the calientes, and then they still didn't really update their likes and dislikes, and we've got even more likes and dislikes since then. I still feel like simmers have to do like townie makeovers or refreshes themselves if they really want these sims to feel unique and new. Maybe we could just be getting some like new foods, which also wouldn't surprise me. I feel like we get new foods a lot. So maybe new like barbecue foods, maybe a new party. And then we actually had this one which had more stuff. So you have some gardening tools on this box over here. However, I think this looks like a suit jacket to me. Again, maybe that like business wear create a sim, which I personally wouldn't be mad seeing. Although maybe it's also dark academia. We've got some books here. This could either be like a dark academia like clutter kit, or maybe a create a sim kit if you want to push the boat out. I'm joining a lot of dots here. I'm jumping to a lot of conclusions. None of this is obviously confirmed. This is just me theorizing. This isn't me trying to get people's hopes up. You can't get people's hopes up over 4 kits. I'm sorry, you just can't do it. Like, this isn't me being like, oh yeah, these kits are gonna be the best because they're gonna be themes that I really want. This is just me looking at what they're giving us, being like, it could have the potential to maybe be this. But I think the gardening tools is interesting because if we go down to this box over here, I know I'm doing a lot of jumping around, but stay with me. My mind is alive with ideas. This is a little leaf with a roof over it. Greenhouse. What if we're getting like a greenhouse kit? This one I would be kind of down for. Like I've obviously talked about in the past, I would really want like a plant gameplay kit where maybe you have to look after your indoor plants, you have to water them, you have to fertilize them like you currently do with outdoor plants, and like you actually have to tend to them to keep them alive. I think that could be a very big task if they were to apply that to all indoor plants. So it maybe wouldn't work too well as a kit because I feel like we wouldn't get that many plant variations. So maybe I want this in like a bigger pack, but I do think it has the potential to reintroduce gameplay kits with a theme that I know I've seen other simmers talk about, not just myself. Or it could very much just be like, hey, here's some extra stuff to make greenhouses. Honestly, I don't like the way that you have to make greenhouses in the game, so I'd be kind of down for a build buy mode kit. I didn't really expand on what I meant by like better greenhouses, but this is what I have in mind. This is something that aka Lukery was working on for a while. I don't think he actually ever released this set, but I was so excited for this. Although I'm also not saying that they should just rip off Luke's work. It's so hard when like you really want something that like modders and CCers have done in the past, like officially within the game. Can we please get an update that finally eradicates the plant glitch? It's so annoying when plants constantly revert back to a pile of mud. I know you can shift click them, I know you can change their growth status, but it just reverts back to being a pile of mud the next day. And I do gardening so much in my game. And then also maybe tying into the Dark Academia or maybe something different entirely. You kind of have this hoodie here, which is black. So maybe we're getting like a teen creator sim kit, or maybe wrapping like Dark Academia and then quite a youthful creator sim kit, which I for one would kind of be down for. Like having some preppy stuff, having some like not sporty stuff because I'm over the sporty stuff, more emo. Yes, I know it's leaning into stereotypes, but I feel as if I have a lot of teenagers that show their personality with what they wear. It could be like a moving kit, but I don't really know what they would put in like a moving kit other than boxes. And I genuinely don't want to see a kit dedicated to cardboard boxes. As much as I dislike them, that would be a scraping the barrel moment. I don't know why they chose Take Me Home though. Like it does give moving or like keeping stuff, which again just reminds me of more clutter. They don't let me have a moment's rest, do they? Luckily, I managed to pause so I could have my tea. This season, define what home means to you. Consider the possibilities: a place of comfort, a place of sanctuary, a place for inspiration, or simply a place to store your memories, which it's giving attic. Or maybe basement. Maybe it's both of those things. I don't really know what they're gonna add. Please don't be cardboard boxes. Home is where you feel the most comfortable and most like yourself. Home is where you surround yourself with the things you love, even if they're not in pristine condition. Actually, instead of the mirror meaning like fragile, I'm now thinking maybe we're kind of getting a rundown kit with like cracked mirrors and like things that aren't in pristine condition, which I am absolutely here for. It's momentary refuge from the chaos of the day, a space to let your imagination run free, breathe a little more deeply, or take a brief trip down memory lane, which again, elder-ish. Find the familiar in the forgotten, embrace the imperfections, the messiness, the secondhand discoveries, make yourself at home in your home, reclaim your space. Which I'm still thinking maybe like a teen kit. I actually had a look at the little sticker that was on this box. I actually retract my statement. I don't think we're getting a business wear. It doesn't really fit into this theme. Oh, it's this one right here. It looks more like a hoodie than it does an actual business suit. I saw that one wrong. I still don't really know what this one means. I'm like, could it be like a chore system, the clipboard? Because I was thinking maybe originally business with that, but now I'm sort of changing my idea. There's 5 icons and we know we're getting 4 kits. I'm thinking heavily leaning vintage, different styles. It could just mean that we're getting like maybe like a 1920s theming and 1950s. Like they're all sort of like those retro vibes, which again, heavily leading maybe more elder sim esque. I don't know. I would love to hear your thoughts and theories on this one. Not too much coming out in terms of things, I feel, for these next few months, which honestly, I feel like after the release of Growing Together, I'm kind of okay with. It gives me a little bit of a breather. Like I said, I do think we'll probably get the second expansion pack this year towards the winter months, maybe like October, November time. I can definitely see them falling back into like that release schedule. Little bit of a disappointment once again that they haven't said anything about a game pack, because what's the next quarter going to be? That's going to be July, August, September. Potentially we have an opportunity to get a game pack within those 3 months, but I'm kind of doubting it based on the fact that they didn't announce them. But if you do have any ideas as to what you think the theming is going to be, I would love to hear it. I absolutely love speculation, even if I'm not like super looking forward to the content that it consists of. Definitely hit that subscribe button if you want to keep up to date with when these kits release, going over them, giving my overviews, thoughts, feelings, all of that. I cover it all. Turn on the bell to be notified. Don't feel like I'm gonna have to keep tabs on this too much, but I appreciate you all the same if you do decide to hit that subscribe button, and I will speak to you all in my next one. Bye now.